What's good, Detroit Sports Nation? I am Eric Vincent, your host here at the DSN News Desk, here with another update regarding Detroit basketball as the Detroit Pistons with a much-needed 112-103 victory over the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight at home. After that nasty beatdown against the Cleveland Cavaliers, this was an awesome sight to see from the Pistons. And honestly, from the way things started out, it did look like it was about to happen. It did not look like things were about to end up the way they did. The Pistons opened up this game completely flat. They were just getting beat up and down the floor by the Thunder. They were getting any shots they wanted at the rim. Gilgeous-Alexander, who's one of the best scorers in the league at this point, as he's establishing, was absolutely torching the Pistons for the first half. I think he scored 8 of 13 from the field. I think he was 21 points in the first half. He was cooking up on the Pistons. He was really playing his behind off. The Thunder got off to a crazy lead. The Pistons were down 63-48 at halftime. They really could not get a shot going, and for whatever reason, I don't know what Dwayne Casey and them said at halftime, a switch completely flipped for this team. Again, you hear the saying all the time, it's a make or miss league. Well, really, that's exactly what happened for the Pistons, because in the first half, they couldn't get a bucket to fall. Second half, they completely dominated offensively and came back from a 15-point deficit. At one point in the first half, it got down to, I think, maybe 16 or 17 points for a lead for Oklahoma City. The Pistons were in a world of hurt, and again, for a young team that had been dealing with some beatdowns recently, and you come out flat, it shows a lot of resilience that they have this kind of game in them to perform the way that they did. And you should be extremely encouraged with what you saw by the Pistons tonight. Saddiq Bey led the Pistons in scoring tonight, 25 points, 8 of 17 from the field. Didn't really shoot great from the three-point range, only 1 of 7, but did do a really good job of getting to the lane. He's still doing a little bit more of his over-dribbling in his ISOs, but when he puts his mind to just making a split decision of going to the hoop, Saddiq Bey is a reliable scorer. He's a reliable scorer, but a lot of times he's going to get his own way by dribbling too much. When he's making snap decisions, he's either finishing well at the rim or getting to the free throw line. 8 of 8 from the free throw line by Saddiq tonight. I was really impressed by what I saw from him. Cade Cunningham, another great all-around game from him. 21 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, flirted with a triple-double all night. Did have 5 turnovers, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe all of those were in the first half. So he did a really good job of cleaning that up and finding his shot a lot better in the first half, especially when the Pistons needed it. They were coming off really flat offensively, had no kind of rhythm in terms of scoring, and a lot of times he's going to have to be the guy and he's going to have to be the engine to get them going offensively with his scoring. Something else I liked from Cade, towards the end of this game, and even during stretches when the Pistons were down, Cade can hunt his shot, but Cade does a really good job of trusting his teammates in tough stretches. He doesn't mind letting Jaden Ivey bring the ball up and letting him, create in a moment where the Pistons are going on a stretch, and he plays off ball and plays catch and shoot when necessary. Or if he's feeding to B-Stew on a cut to get him an open or nice dunk or layup in the lane, or a Saddiq Bey kick out for him in the corner, Bojan in the corner. Like, he does a good job of not just trying to play hero ball. And you hear a lot of stars like Cade get scrutinized for that, because you hear the talking heads like Stephen A. and ESPN, they always talk about wanting to see what they do in the bright lights and what they do in the big moments. They want to see those hero ball Michael Jordan type moments. And to an extent, I understand that, because again, those players are the engine to the success that a lot of these teams have offensively. So yes, I understand wanting to see that from Cade, but that's not his whole game. If Cade is just shooting, you're not getting his whole package. So he did a good job of passing as well as looking for his shots and creating those opportunities for others. Because, again, he started off a little sloppy to start the game with 5 turnovers. Towards the second half, he was getting a lot stronger with his dribble, was really absorbing contact well, and took on double teams to find open shooters and open cutters to get to the lane, especially with Beef Stew. I think Saddiq Bey hit a couple nice open shots as well for him. So it was a really nice game by Cade. Again, a much-needed all-around performance by him, especially withstanding a hot night that SGA was having for the Thunder. 33 points for him. Again, 21 of those came in the first half. He cooled off a lot in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter. He was not the same player that he was in the first half, where he was barking at Jaden Ivey and trying to go back and forth with him. Ivey played pretty good. 15 points for him, 6 assists. Something that I wanted to pay attention to, something I wanted to draw attention to. We talked all season about the Pistons' inability to get needed production in the paint. This was a completely different story from what we saw today. Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and Isaiah Stewart all were in double figures for rebounding. 11 for Cade, 11 for Jaden Ivey, 12 for Isaiah Stewart. The Pistons not only did a successful job of doing good on the rebounding tip, they won the point in the paint battle. I've been blowing my mind crazy about this, watching them get destroyed in the paint by these bigger and more experienced teams. That was not the case today. 56 points to 52 points by the Pistons. A 4-point advantage, and it helped, especially towards late in the game. The perimeter shot was not falling for a lot of the players. Like, Cade didn't really have a good shooting game outside. 2 of 7 for him, 2 of 7 for 3 for Ivy. Bojan didn't shoot well either, 2 of 7. The Pistons really struggled from deep, but they were getting a lot of what they needed at the rim by being aggressive, playing fast and downhill, and not relying on just that jump shot and not saying, okay, I know we undersized, but we can still find ways to get in the paint and put some pressure on Oklahoma City. That's exactly what they did. Now, while we talked about the starters and what they did, it's very important to talk about what the bench did, because what they weren't amazing. They helped turn this game around and give the Pistons the life that they needed. First, before we get into the details of that, Dwayne Casey deserves a little bit of credit because he's staggering the lineups a lot better now. He's running a 9-man rotation where he's keeping either Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, or Sadiq Bey in with the second unit to provide scoring. That has done, at least for tonight, that has done wonders in terms of what their production has looked like. So we saw a little bit of that today, and it helped with the bench as well. Hamidou Diallo, 11 points, all big plays as well. We saw him, we know the Jose Alvarado where he sneaks up and, creates a steal. Hamidou does that too, except he comes through with a dynamite dunk after, or a windmill jam, as George Plow would call it, even if it's normal stuff. Oh, George. But look, Hamidou played his behind off. I don't know how much longer he's going to be featured within this lineup when Alec Burks comes back, but this was a much-needed game for him. He struggled a lot of points throughout the season, and he's not really a player that you really call plays for. He's not a guy that's going to be a part of your game plan. He scraps, plays defense, tries to play in transition, and he has to create his own opportunities with the ball when he gets it. And he did a good job of that today, creating some much-needed instant offense. And again, back to the rebounds. 8 rebounds on the glass for him today by Hamidou. So, hey, well done, Hami. That was awesome. My favorite player, man. I keep talking about this guy, and I can't stop talking about him. Jalen Duren. Again, you're going to look at the stats and maybe think, oh, maybe it's a quiet day for him. Having him back in the lineup alone, even for the 21 minutes, even with just 7 points, even with just 4 rebounds, he provides such a change for this team. I'm telling you, everything that he does, whether it was a dunk he had early in the first half, the 3 blocks he put up, unbelievable rim protection. His ability to switch out, not just guarding Lou Dort or, just Josh Giddey or maybe someone that's not super offensively polished. He was sitting out on the perimeter guarding SGA and limiting him, winning some of those one-on-one battles. Jalen Duren is the real deal. I had this conversation with my friend the other day, my friend Ricky. I believe there's a world that exists, and this could be a hot take. If you think I'm crazy, tell me in the comment section. Talk to me and teach me. But I think there's a world that exists where Jalen Duren has a higher ceiling than Jaden Ivey on this team. You don't see it right now because he's not featured enough. And I think that's going to change sooner than later. I think the coaching staff is seeing too much. I think the players are seeing too much. Duren's presence changes so much. His ability to use his length and alter jump shots. Even if he's not in the defender's face, he'll jump literally, like if a guy's shooting a short corner jump shot just inside the three-point line, and Durant can't close all the way out. He's tall enough. He's 7 feet with a 7'5" wingspan. He'll jump from where he's at, sometimes even if that's like from the block. He'll jump and get his arms up just to alter and get a presence of his defense in the way of the shooter. And it helps. It helps. Seeing him get his arms up at the rim where you think, SJ has an easy finish. No, it gets altered and dances off thanks to him. You don't have that really with anybody at this point. You don't have any kind of length that's consistent and reliable on. The Pistons spent all last season playing with small ball lineups with Jeremy Grant and Isaiah Stewart and Trey Lyles and Kelly Olynyk, just all these small guys. Like Luka Garza was their biggest big last season, and he ain't even on the team no more. So I want Kane to get in their ear. I want them to get in their ear. Now, you haven't seen a whole lot of lob threat action with Jalen Duren, but somebody has to tell him, hey, he just changes everything with his team. You can see it. You can see it. And there's not just the defense. It's not just rebounding. It's not just the shot blocking. It's not just the dunking. He has the ability to pass. He doesn't get the ball that often to show it. He doesn't even get featured. It seems like he touches the ball one time per quarter. But I'm telling you, he has to be one of the first immediate changes with this team if they want to start looking to where they want to go. If winning is going to be on their schedule sooner than later, he has to be a focal point to that chemistry. I'm telling you, it has to happen. And he's giving you a reason every single time. He just missed with an injury, missed so much time, or just missed a little bit of time. Now he's come back, and you see the instant impact when he's on the court. Whether it's just him dunking and watching how the crowd goes crazy and then puts defensive pressure and gets everybody else hype and gets their opponents rattled. Like, those kind of little things really make a bigger difference than people realize. And I'm hoping Dwayne Casey and the Pistons realize that. Awesome game. Awesome finish by the Pistons. Again, it didn't look like it was going to turn out the way that it did. They were super, super slow out the box. Awesome to turn around with a 9-point victory. Moving to 3-8, I believe, on the record for the season, with a Wednesday night matchup coming up against the Boston Celtics, I believe, this week. Another tough test, another contender on their schedule early in the year. This is only what's going to build them character, so hopefully they bring that A game again. Talk to me in the comment section. I would love to hear your feedback about what you saw from the Pistons tonight. Again, 112-103 final score. What did you think? What did you like about the game? What did you dislike about the game? What do you think is going to be coming up moving forward for this team? I would love to hear from you. Talk to me in the comment section. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. We are closing in, so close to getting 5,000 subscribers on this channel. Please help us get to that milestone. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Help us get to that goal. With your support, your appreciation, we really love it so much. We'd really appreciate it. Make sure you tap in on us with our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Search and follow Detroit Sports Nation. And search and follow your boy, of course, at I am Eric Vincent, so I can talk to you all season. Got a lot to talk about. Again, I'll be back again soon. Love to chop it up with you, and I'll be back again to do so right here for the DSN News Desk. Peace.